Hi, Gemini, and welcome to your reading. I have decided to start splitting the reads all into their own video. And yeah, so each zodiac gets its own video. They've so far been roughly 40 minutes apiece. So let's go ahead and get started for you. But yeah, if you're a Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising, welcome. You are gonna have to look for and click to your other reads, just get a full scope of what the universe has for you in the month of September. We're going to do 3 tarot cards, just again overview, and then we will get hopefully just one oracle card a piece. But the universe does what the universe does. And then we will get 2 cards each for love and relationships, career and finances, and health and spirituality. I do have music playing in the background. I don't yet know if you guys can hear it. However, if you can hear a song and it pops out to you, that could be a song for you to pay attention to. It could have a message for you. It could just be a mini theme for you. If a song sticks out to me or if it feels like it's resonate with what I'm saying, I will go ahead and point it out to you guys as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I do also offer personal readings if this turns out to not quite be enough for you. Those, my email is in my bio, and you can go ahead and connect with me and we can set up a personal reading for you. I have probably the cheapest rates. I charge $20 for an hour reading, and they're always interesting. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and contact me and we will do that. Okay, so starting off right off the bat for the month of September, we have the Four of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Pentacles, that's Capricorn energy and Virgo energy. What else? Okay. And then we have Justice in reverse. That's Libra energy, card number 8. So, overall in the month of September, so the feeling I'm getting from this reading is like being so stuck on perfection that you self-sabotage. A good example of this is someone who has like a really strict diet, and say, they go to work and someone brought donuts to work and they eat a donut. So then they decide that, like, oh, F it, now I'm just gonna screw up my diet the rest of the day rather than just getting right back on track. That is an idea of, like, that's an example of someone who is so obsessed with perfection that they self-sabotage the moment they fall off track rather than saying, okay, that happened, but I can get right back on my diet. Okay, and when we do things like that, we end up not ever getting to our goal because it's natural to backslide. It's normal. We often have emotional reactions to things, and it's okay to occasionally have an emotional reaction to something, occasionally go off your diet. If you're feeling emotional, you do it that meal, get right back on track the next meal. You will still lose weight. One meal isn't gonna break your diet. If you self-sabotage every single day that you screw up, yeah, you're never gonna lose the weight. That's an example that's coming through. Um, which we are in Virgo season, and we stay in Virgo season until like the 22nd, 23rd of September. And Virgo does rule like The things associated with Virgo are things like the little mundane tasks, the routines that lead to success. The other thing largely associated with Virgo is health. So I think like that's kind of something that maybe you're being called to pay attention to at this time, Gemini, is what are your routines? What are your habits? Especially this could be in terms of health with the bringing up the diet example. Pentacles is your material realm, and our bodies are part of that material realm. So yeah, that's something that maybe you are reconciling with at this time. If that's the case, we'll see other evidence of it, but that's what I'm strongly getting. Okay. Learning the ways that we end up self-sabotaging and never meeting our goals because we're so focused on perfection. Okay. And then that's the other thing, honestly, with it being Virgo season, if perfection is like a way in which you might have Virgo very solidly in your chart somewhere, like maybe it's one of your other big three, or maybe you have a lot of planets in Virgo, I don't know. It's just what I keep thinking of is that. Because the other thing with Virgo is usually so focused on perfection and everything has to be just so. That's why they come off as like having pristine houses, and they are very strict about the ways that they do work, and they're very they like to always appear together even though on the inside they are not together at all, and it's because they're constantly sitting there criticizing the hell out of themselves in all the ways in which they're not perfect, because perfection is not something we can actually obtain. um but yeah, that's just really coming to mind, like being so like learning not to focus on perfection. We can't achieve, we can never actually achieve perfection. um all we can do is bring our best every single day, and our best does not look the same from one day to another. I don't know why I feel the need to tell you that, to really drill that in, but that is something you might need to hear right now. Okay. And maybe you are a Virgo, or you're a Virgo rising, and you're just here because Gemini is one of your other big three. Well, with love and light, you need to stop chipping at yourself every single time you are less than perfect. No one's perfect, but you're the closest damn thing to it, I'll tell you that. Okay, so that little talk over, let's go ahead and take a look at your other oracle cards. I was not expecting to get this intense about the pep talks this early on, but here we are. Also, Still Learning by Halsey is playing in the background, and literally the lyric is, I'm still learning to love myself. So maybe you need to listen to that song right now, but let's go ahead and take a look at what else is going on in your reading for the month of September. But yeah, so learning to not self-sabotage, learning to be forgiving of ourselves if we're not perfect. Okay. We have gratitude. I live each moment with a presence of gratitude. Card number 17. Yeah, and this is giving like reparenting too. So learning to have gratitude, and when we're having gratitude and we're getting into a gratitude practice, it's really important not to forget to have gratitude for ourselves, including the things about us that are imperfect. Earlier in one of the readings, like I dropped a card, it landed like in the perfect spot where it was impossible for me to grab, and I literally said out loud, I think it was Taurus's reading, and I said out loud, I was like, universe, why did you give me like T-Rex arms? Okay. Was I upset in that moment that they were short? Yes. Am I happy to have arms? Two of them with, a hand apiece and five fingers apiece and all the shit works? Yes. I'm very grateful for that. Okay. Having gratitude for yourself. Okay. Reparenting yourself. I feel like maybe that's something you're working on this month is learning to maybe, in childhood you didn't receive all the love that you should have, and that is unfortunate. But when we are adults, it is our responsibility to learn to give ourselves the love that we did not receive before, to learn to have boundaries, to learn to give ourselves grace, to learn to see ourselves through eyes of love. It is the only way that we can properly see other people through eyes of love and allow other people to love us, okay? God, I feel like it's going to be really heavy on the pet talks for this reading. I'm so sorry, Gemini. Sorry. But yeah. Um, this card too is really making me think of like fields and dusk and dawn. Like maybe you work a weird shift and you're awake during dusk and dawn because of the weird shift that you work. That makes me think of overnight workers, actually. I used to work overnight, and one of the things I actually really enjoyed about it was the fact that I could see both the sunset and the sunrise. It was a weird thing that I loved about it, but yeah, that was something I loved about it, and the fact that I could always see the moon. I always got to see the moon. Like, so just if maybe you have a situation in your life that is imperfect, that is not what you prefer, find the little things to love about it. Open your eyes wider to the universe. With the fields, like me thinking about fields, like maybe, I don't know if you live in like an area where there's a lot of agriculture, but like going into those fields, especially right now, like during harvest season, they are so full of life right now. And it's so beautiful. And just maybe spending some time, in fields of flowers or cornfields, or maybe you're growing crops right now. Just this, I'm feeling this just idea of watching something grow or witnessing something grow, and maybe that's a way that you relearn gratitude. Maybe that's maybe you're planting something literally just to watch it grow. That's a weird random thing that I got for some of you. Or just spending time in nature so you can watch her change. Mm, what else do we have here? Yeah, I'm just getting like this really solid feeling with you of like opening your eyes to life, to everything, to yourself. That's the thing I'm getting a really strong feeling of. Into the beauty that is in the universe and to the beauty within yourself. What else do we have here? Rhythm, card number 28. Tune into the natural rhythm of life. What did I say? Like maybe you're going out into nature just to watch her change. Rabbits could be a symbol for you. I was watching something and it was talking about how like during the month of September, it's really common to see hares because they're young, have recently grown. And now there's more hares running around. I've also noticed in my own yard, there's a lot more feral cats running around my yard than there was before. Which means I need to start feeding them again. Don't come at me. It's a tree cat thing. Just let me feed my feral cats, okay? But But yeah, it was something I was watching, and she was talking about how like there's more hares running around because their young recently grew. But you must never harm a white rabbit because it's believed to be witches in their shapeshifter form. That's just a weird little superstition, folk tale, folklore that I just shared with you for seemingly no reason, but maybe it gave you a chuckle. I don't know. Maybe you want to look into hare mythology. We're also going to take a look at the book really fast just to get more, because I'm not certain which goddess that is, actually. Also, with rhythm, you could be getting more into playing music, like just as a release. You could be getting just into listening to music more, maybe dancing as a release. That's a very healthy release. Oh, this is not a particular goddess. This is just the idea of goddess in general. Gonna go ahead and take a look at the book together. Hmm. Okay. Rhythm pulsates through all life when it's with a tune that tells of all that has been and all that will come. In the tune, there are pauses when the world stays silent and listens for the one who is ready to send a message. If you are searching for something right now, perhaps it's time to send out a call to Goddess. Be sure you are ready to listen to her answer. She speaks to you in many ways, especially through the natural world. She may send a sign or a message in a golden sunset. What did I say? Sunsets. I used to watch the sunsets. It made my life just more beautiful. Sorry. A beautiful rainbow in the whisper of the moon or carried with one of her messenger creatures. She is ready to hear your raw, authentic voice through the rhythm of your being. Take time to tune into yourself and sense the rhythm of the world around you. Sit still and feel your pulse. Be open and receptive to the natural world and be prepared to listen with your whole body. Connect with the cycle of the moon and feel her pull and sigh as she waxes and wanes. When you connect with Goddess through the natural world, Goddess will connect with you. You will call and she will respond. She will call and you will respond. Your message will be sent as surely as your heart beats, and the answer will be given as certainly as the wind blows. In the tune of the universe, you are a beat, and without your beat, the perfect rhythm would be lost. Do not be afraid to beat your drum so that it can be heard. It is time to play your part in the cosmic orchestra. Affirmation: I'm a vital part of all creation. Yeah, that just calls me back to the idea of like someone opening their eyes to themselves, in particular, their own beauty and the beauty of the universe. Maybe you are going through a dark night of the soul right now. Maybe you recently did. I also want to note that the song playing right now is Overlord by Lamb of God, and the previous song that played was Hail to the King by Avenged Sevenfold. So maybe in your case, the reason we didn't pull a particular goddess is because maybe there is a god that has been calling to you. Just because those are masculine words, king, lord, what have you. So that could be a thing going on right now. Um, we'll see what we get with health and spirituality here in a minute. But yeah. Um, who are you and why are you looking at my house right now? 1 second. I don't know. They left. I'm a little territorial. Don't mind me. Oh my god, that could be something you're thinking. Like maybe if a guide or a deity or an ancestor is trying to reach out to you, and you're like, "Who are you? What do you want?" Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm feeling very, very self-conscious during your read. Like, I think that's you. I think that's your energy. Don't be self-conscious. You are a beautiful soul, Gemini. And honestly, like you're the social butterfly. Everyone loves a Gemini. Okay? for you. Okay. We have card number 36, cross. Okay. That kind of calls back to the idea once again of burdens and trauma, particularly to do with a mother figure. Now, in the case of that story, the girl in her red shoes, it was a regret that she had regarding her mother. That could be the case with you, but again, like seeing this pregnant figure, this card, and just this idea that seems to be plaguing this reading of perfection and wanting to be perfect and realizing that is not in fact something that you can be, but you can be grateful for you. Maybe you had a really difficult relationship with your mother that you are reconciling with at this time. Maybe you are actually reconciling with your mother if that's not possible for one reason or another. Again, maybe you're going back and like you have a harsh, critical voice inside of you and it's her voice. I was literally listening to something last night about inner child parenting, reparenting your inner child. And often when we have a harsh, critical voice towards ourselves, the easiest way to fix that is to, when we make a mistake, imagine a child making that mistake. You wouldn't say things to that child that you said to yourself. Most people simply wouldn't. So you drop a dish, maybe you break a dish. And instead of like, oh, I'm such an idiot, I'm so clumsy, blah, 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 imagine 5-year-old you broke a dish. You wouldn't chastise that child about how clumsy they were. You wouldn't tell them they were stupid. I hope not. If you would, go to therapy, please. Sorry, with love and light. But you wouldn't. You would say, okay, like that happens, but it's fine. Like it happens, but it's okay. We can get another dish that's easy to clean up. Gravity's a thing, like, but you wouldn't make that child feel horrible. So, you make a mistake, you imagine instead that a 5-year-old version of you made that mistake or whatever. And what slowly starts to happen is it becomes more natural to talk to ourselves in a gentler voice. It takes some concentration at first, but after a while, that critical voice starts to go away. Or if nothing else, you have another voice that's willing to fight that critical voice, basically. So yeah, like I'm getting a strong feeling of like just dealing with trauma right now and reconciling with the ways that it has plagued you, that it's made you self-sabotage, that it's prevented you from getting further in your life than what you are right now. But that's good. It's not that the trauma has prevented you, but the fact that you're dealing with it, that's good. It's beautiful. You can now make the changes. Because as long as you're breathing, as long as you are topside, you still have time. As long as you are alive, you still have time. Okay? All right. We're going to get one more oracle card for you, and then we're going to take a look at your love and relationships, your career and finances, and your health and spirituality. I will be very interested to see what the first two have to say, because I feel like we spent a lot right now on health and spirituality, particularly mental health. So I kind of want to know what else is going on in your life for September. God, I'm getting a lot of rock and metal playing in the background. Like maybe that's something you largely listen to, because right now I have Tesseract playing. their song of Mind. Okay, we have elderflower with warding. I love how it's showing cupcakes. I was giving the example earlier. I said donuts earlier, but still. Um, Maybe you're someone who normally like overeats or drinks to deal with your feelings. Um, and that's okay. It's fine that that's what you do, that that's what you did. You will change those habits when you're ready to. Um, if we all have coping mechanisms, all of us, and it's all about learning to have a healthy relationship with those things. Being able to tell yourself that you've had enough. And then remembering to get back on track. You can fall off here and there. That's normal. That's human. The other thing, though, that I'm getting here with wording, maybe you have people around you who aren't very supportive. And maybe you're noticing who around you isn't supportive. Um, we don't need unsupportive company. We don't need toxic company. We don't need people around us who don't believe in us, that only make us feel bad about ourselves, that only make the negative thoughts in our head louder. We don't need people like that around us. So maybe that's also something that Spirit is wanting to bring to your attention at this time, is to get those kinds of people out of your life. You don't need them. They do not serve you. And that could be something with, justice coming up in the reverse. You could be in a cycle of like, I want perfection from myself, I lost control, fuck it, and you're in that cycle. There could be people around you that feed that cycle. If that is the case, you need to get those people out of your life. They are not good for you, they do not serve you, and they, quite frankly, do not deserve your time and energy, if that is the case. Okay. So, let's see what Spirit has to say for love and relationships. Hopefully, something good. Something good, please. Spirit, give me something good. Your reading has been very heavy, Gemini. Very, very heavy, but that happens. We have bad months sometimes, or heavy months. Because you're doing shadow work, that doesn't make it bad. It does make it heavy, though. So, love and relationships for Gemini, please, Spirit. Okay. We have King of Pentacles in the reverse. I mean, okay, so we had those songs earlier that, Hail to the King, Overlord, and I did talk about a male deity or a male ancestor or a male guide maybe wanting to work with you or calling out to you. Three of Swords, heartbreak. So maybe instead of a difficult mother relationship that you're reconciling with, maybe you had a difficult father relationship. I'm getting that super strongly with the King of Pentacles in reverse with the Three of Swords. Maybe you had a difficult relationship with a father. Maybe you never dealt with that and you need to deal with it now. Because I don't think romantic love is going to be a thing for you right now. I think you're thinking about familial relationships, particularly ones from childhood. So maybe you need to refather yourself, and male gods are a good way to go about that. Um, what else? Or maybe you're not getting along with a father figure during this month, and that's what's bringing things up. Hmm. And if you had a hard relationship with your father, I really feel for you. I had a difficult relationship with my mother. Um, Ultimately, that is never your fault. That's not your fault. That's never our fault. It's we never asked to be born, thusly, it is not our responsibility how our parents treat us. Even though when we're children, we end up taking on the responsibility of, if our parents are bad to us, like we end up thinking it's because we're bad. That's how we have to survive childhood, but that doesn't make it true. And when we're adults, we generally know that that's not true, so that's why we need to fix it. Um, if you had a difficult relationship with your father, I'm really sorry, Gemini. That wasn't fair to you. And that's not something you deserved. You deserve love. Um, but you. I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Maybe that's all you needed to hear. That it wasn't your fault and you deserve love. And you deserved structure and a father that was there for you. Yeah, I'm not getting anything else for that. So we're going to go ahead and move along. Maybe your other signs will have more on that. I don't know. Or maybe that's something that you just need to sit with. And it's not for me to know, it's for you to know. We're going to move on. Okay, career and finances for Gemini, please. Career and finances for Gemini. We always have one heavy reading. Okay, we have Ace of Cups. That's satisfaction. That's good. We like that. Ace of Cups. That could be a new home. Oh, Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, I did mention, maybe you have people around you who just kind of egg on your toxic thoughts or egg on, like, your self sabotage. Um, you could, hmm, you could be moving to a different home. Like maybe you don't get along with, like, maybe you live at home and you don't get along with your family very well, or maybe you have a roommate that you don't get along with very well. So you could be getting a new home, or you could be getting a new roommate. That would technically be finances. For those of you that are going to school, like you could be moving into a dorm and it's bringing you a sense of peace. It's ending some drama in your life. You could also like just simply be cutting off, like, because this is career and finances, so you could be cutting off people like maybe at your job who are not supportive of you, who just talk shit to you, and you're not going to talk to them. You're not going to entertain them. Maybe because Ace of Cups is, it is sometimes new love, but this is career and finances. Maybe you're getting a renewed love for what you do for a living. Maybe you're starting a passion project. Maybe you're spending more time around coworkers who are supportive of you, or other students who are more supportive of you. I do see that, and that's great, Gemini. We love that. Again, you don't need unsupportive company. No one does. You only need supportive people and people who inspire you or help you to feel inspired by yourself, right? So let's see what else we have for health and spirituality, Gemini, even though I feel like we've covered that very in depth for your reading. Okay, we have Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. And we have the Wheel in the reverse, 2 tens. I feel like, yeah, so the Wheel of Fortune is all the fixed signs, I believe. But yeah, that kind of feels like what we've been talking about. Like, I think you've known for a while that you need to deal with your self-sabotage. I think you've known for a while you need to deal with your toxic thoughts. And you're kind of finally at your wit's end with yourself. You're at your wit's end with your mental health, possibly your physical health, if it's affecting your physical health. And yeah, I don't think you're going to be done doing your healing at the end of September. I definitely do not see that, but I think maybe you're finally getting started figuring out or dealing with your mental health, because of the fact that it's the Wheel in reverse. I'm going to say that it might be the end of September by the time you start actually dealing with this, but you're going to. Or if you don't start dealing with it, at the very least, it's finally like becoming incredibly clear to you that the person standing in your way is you. I feel like I want to recommend to you, I don't know the author's name. I haven't even read the book yet myself. It's just been highly recommended to me and it's coming to mind. It's the book, The Mountain Is You. And it's literally about self-sabotage. Maybe you need to pick up that book and start reading it. But yeah, so that is all I have for you, Gemini. I'm sorry this is such a heavy reading. I promise if you look at your other 2 signs, they will not be so heavy. There's usually only a couple readings that are super heavy for each month, and yours was it. I apologize. But it will be fine. It will be fine. And you deserve good things, Gemini. You do. You deserve love. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve respect. You deserve everything that you want. Okay? I just really want to send you love right now, and it will be fine, Gemini, but you need to get out of your own way with love and light. You do. All right? It will be fine. Lean on people that you know care about you. Okay? So that is all I have for you. Again, my email's in the bio if you want a personal reading to get more in depth about what you need to work on. But other than that, be good, be safe, and love and light to you. Bye.